Stay still.
I'm Annette Duffy of O'Day Earl, where we investigate auto accident cases every day to help our clients obtain all the benefits they are entitled by law. Our knowledge is your best asset.
O'Day Earl Offices is a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog.
The most perfect morning of my life.
Say hello to your new morning ritual.
I sure wouldn't want to go a day without.
Mike and Bill with Candace and Big Tom. 97.5 K-Rock. Proud sponsors of Out of the Fog.
Leon's Furniture is a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog. Leon's is celebrating 100 years of providing everything for your home. Furnishings, appliances, and mattresses.
Hi everyone, I'm Chrissy Holmes.
And I'm Erin Sully. And after a long weekend of loving and eating chocolate and whining and dining, some of us are actually feeling sad that Valentine's Day is all done and over with for another year.
Sad, you say? Hey, well, funny enough, Erin Sully, today is actually Sad Day. Now, SAD is an acronym because today is to honor those who spent the day alone yesterday. It's actually called Singles Appreciation Day. And boy, have we got a hot date lined up for you tonight. Well, I don't know about that. Let's make that a hot date themed conversation lined up for you this evening.
Yeah, big difference there. You know, if I knew that we were going to have a date, I may have brought some flowers or chocolates, or actually I did bring chocolates in earlier today.
I was going to say, you know, you actually did bring some chocolates, so you know the way to my heart. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Erin.
No problem.
But in all seriousness, joking aside, coming up on the show tonight, we're going to be chatting with the St. John's love diva, Tara Lehman, about the new dating landscape. Things have changed on the dating landscape,
Definitely.
and she is going to teach us how to navigate it.
And the conversation, of course, couldn't be more timely with today being Singles Appreciation Day and all. Tara is the woman who writes the dating column in the Current magazine. She also runs the Date Night speed dating events, which she will also tell us more about later on in the show.
You could almost say, Erin, that she has made a career out of making love. Work,
yes.
Right. So, also tonight on the show, we're going to hear from the winner of Mount Pearl's Frosty Idol competition, which was a singing contest that's inside of the Mount Pearl Frosty Festival. Zach Moore will be along very shortly.
And you know, there is just so much musical talent coming from Mount Pearl these days. And later on in the show, we'll also meet some of the key players from O'Donnell High School's musical production of The Wizard of Oz, which will hit the stage at the Arts and Culture Center coming up on February 18th.
Now, they're following a long tradition of really great musicals under the direction of Sean Carroll, by the way. And when a high school takes on a big project like that, Erin, you just know that the parents, the teachers, the art students, the carpentry students, everyone's involved.
That's right.
You know?
There are definitely some top shelf musicals coming out of high schools these days, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about that.
That's right. Now, here in the province, families and friends of the victims of the Ocean Ranger tragedy gathered today for the annual memorial service at St. Pius X Church.
And today marks the 28th year that students and staff at Gonzaga High School have held the ceremony in order to honor the lost souls from the Ocean Ranger disaster. And later in the show, we'll pay our respect with a tribute to the men that lost their lives that day.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back after this short break.
SafeWork Newfoundland and Labrador is a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog.
O'Day Earl Offices, your personal injury lawyers and a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog. Mike and Bill with Candace and Big Tom in the morning. And the best classic rock all day. 97.5 K-Rock. Proud sponsors of Out of the Fog.
Leon's Furniture is a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog. Leon's is celebrating 100 years of providing everything for your home. Furnishings, accent pieces, and appliances.
Carbon monoxide is called the silent killer. That's because you can't see it, taste it, or smell it. My niece was Lori Hawkins. 1 year ago, my family lost her and her husband Richard and their children Cassie and Jordan. A blocked chimney vent caused carbon monoxide gas to build up and poison them in their own home. Please install a carbon monoxide alarm in your home and have your heating system inspected each fall. Do everything you can to protect your family. For more safety tips, go to endthesilence.ca.
You're watching Rogers TV.
So, you or someone you know spend Valentine's Day alone again. Well, tonight on Out of the Fog, we're calling in some emergency love services to talk about how to go about dating again because the landscape of the dating scene has changed. Tara Lehman is the St. John's Love Diva. Now, Tara isn't a psychologist or relationship therapist. She does run a dating service in St. John's called Date Night. She organizes singles adventures. She also writes a dating column in the Current magazine. And Tara, it's awesome to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Chrissy.
So, Tara, how'd you get into this whole dating business anyway?
Well, I knew that speed dating events, they happen all over the world, so I figured I'm an event coordinator, I love it, why can't this work in St. John's? When I was single, you know, I knew it was so hard to get out and meet people. You've got the bar scene, you've got online dating. We needed a third option here. So I tried one event, it took off, and here we are a year later, and Date Night's growing.
Excellent. So by speed dating, you mean you just throw a bunch of people in and
well, it's a, yeah.
How does it work?
What I do is I arrange my age groups. So let's say 30 to 40-year-olds. And the women come in, they're seated at the same table, and I have a timer and a bell, and every 8 minutes I ring the bell, the men get up, change tables, and start again. And so usually you have about 8 men and 8 women in the room. And at the end of the evening, you tell me who of your speed dates you think you'd like to see again. And if that same person says yes to you, it's an equal match, and I put you in touch with each other within 48 hours, and hopefully you enjoy getting to know each other. It could turn into love or friendship, anything.
I think I saw that scenario on Sex and the City one night.
Sex and that's what everyone relates it to.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so Tara, that is one way to date. But now for some people, you know, everybody hears that the dating landscape has changed so much, and all we hear about anymore is people meeting online. Like people are getting married online.
They're getting, yeah.
You know, but I mean, for some people that can be scary stuff. I mean, how has the scene changed?
The scene's changed that, you know, so many people are so busy these days with their lives, whether it's careers or their children, that they have little time to themselves. So really, you know, technology, computers, or people are comfortable with them, so that's what they resort to. And so online dating has just become so common. But a lot of people belong to 2, even 3 online dating websites at a time in their search for the one.
Okay,
so, yeah.
So now let's talk about those dating websites that you're talking about, maybe because there are 3 really popular websites here in St. John's. What are they?
What are they? Okay, well, let's pull them all up here. Probably one of the most popular ones is Lavalife, and this is one of the paid websites that you can go to. Definitely one of the most popular ones for people to use in the province.
Okay.
All right. Then you've got Plenty of Fish. Now, this is a free website. This is probably the one that most people go to, again, simply because it is free. And people from all walks of life on all of these websites. So, you know, this one, and then you also have, which I'm sure you've seen advertised on TV, eHarmony.
Okay.
And again, this is another paid website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now tell us, what is the difference, because some of them are paid, some of them are unpaid. What are the advantages of going with a paid website versus an unpaid website?
Personally, I don't think there's a big difference whether it's paid or unpaid. It's really your personal preference. I know for myself, when I used a free one, I didn't have any problems meeting people, the quality of people, it was absolutely fine. So yeah, again, personal preference. Not everyone can afford to be paying their $20 per month fee or whichever. And because a lot of people belong to more than one website, usually people will belong to one paid and one free.
Okay, interesting. And then there's other people that say if you take it seriously, you're going to pay.
You're going to pay, yeah,
But
there is that option. I wouldn't always boil it down to that, because then you're assuming something about somebody right away that may not necessarily be true.
And assumptions are dangerous in the dating
Assumptions are
game.
very dangerous.
Oh, okay. So now let's get started here. Now, Tara, when you go, this is something that you actually help people with, which I find really interesting. You actually help people make their own personal profiles for these sites, because essentially this is a sales pitch for the person, right?
Absolutely.
So where do we start? How do you go about even trying to sell yourself on these sites?
One of the very most important things is the picture you put up there of yourself. A lot of people don't put a picture up, but let's face it, physical attraction is important. And so a good picture is important. Not having other people in the picture with you cropped out or looking intoxicated or, you know, being cuddled up with your pets. You should be the only person in the picture and looking good, and not a picture that's 5 years old. It needs to be relevant. So your picture is very, very important. And your profile, the most when you read any of them, everyone's saying, I'm kind, I'm genuine, I'm fun, you know, everyone thinks that about themselves. So your profile isn't jumping out from anyone else's. So what you want to do is be creative, pretend you're telling a story, you know, you could tell people your most embarrassing moments or what your favorite vacation was, whatever is going to look different than everyone else's profile out there. The most common first date for Newfoundlanders, if you go through any of the profiles, is that they like a long walk on the beach and Tim Hortons. So if you're putting that out there as your ideal first date, again, you're not being any different than anyone else, so why would people want to talk to you?
So I mean, if that truly is your interest, if you like drinking coffee and you like hanging out on the beach, how would you pimp that?
How would you
to us? How
tell
would you
people
write
that when you get to know them? But, you know, when you're opening line, people are reading an essay about you, you know? Like, you need to, it's a sales pitch, like you said. You need to jump out. Worry about the rest later. Do what it takes to jump out of the screen first.
Well, Tara, I mean, so is there anything that you shouldn't put online? I mean, where do you draw the line in how much information you share with a complete stranger?
A lot of people will go on about their past relationships, why they broke up, that kind of thing. Don't get into all of that. The people start talking about their sexual interests, all that kind of thing, all that really intimate stuff. Take it out. Stay basic. You don't want to tell people too much. You want to be like the tip of the iceberg. You know, just enough to interest people to email you, and that's it.
Okay, so now you've surfed through all the people, you know, and I guess, you know, you've either decided on your own match or, you know, one of these sites has decided on a match for you.
Yeah.
What's the next step? I mean, what do? Do you just get in touch with the person? Is that easy?
It's a simple email. A site like Lavalife, for instance, you can send a smile for free, but if you want to send somebody an email, you have to pay for it. So again, it all depends on the website you're on. Then just send an email. Again, be creative. A lot of people send emails that just say, hey, you're cute, want to chat? Not going to grab attention necessarily. Invest the time into sending a proper email to somebody so they
How important is punctuation?
Punctuation.
Take the time to
We had this conversation. Oh, I think it's so important. Again, you're looking to make a first impression. Capitalize your letters. Do a spell check. Punctuate properly. The little things count.
And so now, Tara, after you've been chatting online with somebody for a little while, how soon should you look at even trying to meet someone in person? And what kind of date should you set up?
I think that you should meet somebody within the first month of chatting at the longest, so you're not wasting each other's time. You know, this is time management, learning to online date effectively. And then I have what I call a half-hour rule when you do meet for the first time, which is, you know, if you sit down with somebody in a coffee shop and you're chatting, let's say you just realize right away you're not going to like this person. You can't leave as soon as 15 minutes, but after half an hour you can. I think.
You know
Be
what?
polite.
That all sounds so simple. Listen, Tara, thanks so much for coming in and chatting with us about all this stuff today, because this is an entire world that a lot of people do want to know about.
They do.
And you are the expert with this stuff, so it's awesome to have you here. Folks, Tara Lehman has all kinds of stuff on her website, lovediva.ca. If you want any love tips, relationship advice at all, give her a call, folks. Now it is over to you, Erin Sully.
Well, we've seen them do it all, from Fame to Oklahoma to Little Shop of Horrors to back to the 80s. This year, O'Donnell High School in Mount Pearl will continue its tradition of staging outstanding musicals by presenting one of the world's favorite classics, The Wizard of Oz. And this musical has it all: the catchy musical score, splendid costuming, outstanding stage sets, and excellent choreography. And what's more is that everyone at the school plays a role, from students to teachers to even the parents. Coming up later this week, you'll have a chance to see them stage it live at the Arts and Culture Center. But first, we're going to take you behind the scenes at O'Donnell High School, where we had a chance to catch up with some of the key players.
Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
Well, it's a tradition for us to do a musical every second year, and it's always a nail-biting, hair-pulling-out experience between me and the directors, because we're such a musical-rich province. There's been so many shows done. We need to find one that's unique, and it's the flavor of our school. So The Wizard of Oz, just I don't know, it seems like it was overlooked for a number of years, and we were very fortunate. We're delighted. As soon as we saw it, it was like, that's the one. And we knew right away it was a winner.
I'd command each thing, be it fish or fowl, with a ruff and a ruff and a royal growl. Ruff.
The nice thing about this show was we went into it completely open. We didn't have any roles decided ahead of time, and we got a lot of surprises. One in particular, the lion. I knew Paul Fitzgerald is his name, and he was a very polite, cordial student last year, and he came to the audition. He was the lion. He was totally animated. I'd never seen that side before.
Oh, The Wizard of Oz was my favorite movie as a kid. I loved it. My parents will even tell you that. My parents go around telling stories. Oh yeah, he'd watch it every day. And surprisingly, my favorite character was the Cowardly Lion because I found him to be the most hilarious of all the characters. And I remember actually being afraid of the witch, too, when I first saw it.
I remember being terrified of the Wicked Witch and having to cuddle up in my mom's arms.
I'll get you, my pretty! I like to scare the students every now and then.
When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane. My name is Laura Osmond, and I'm playing the role of Dorothy. This is Chloe, and she plays Toto. I already know the owner, so I had already known the dogs, so we were already bonded kind of thing, so it just kind of fit. My favorite part of the experience would definitely be getting to know everybody. I mean, I've met people that I've known to look at, but I've never really been friends with. I think that's probably the best part, getting closer to the people that are in the cast and even the teachers. It's been a great experience to get to know people. That's my favorite part.
Unlike most of the main cast here, I saw The Wizard of Oz for the first time probably about a month after we started the whole process. So it was weird for me because I was totally taking on this role of Tin Man. I didn't have any idea what the original guy did, what he talked like, what he danced like. I really made it up from scratch. And I don't mean to brag, but I think I do a better job than the guy in the movie. I'm Jesse Bolin, and I play the Tin Man in the Wizard of Oz musical. And as you can see here today, I don't have a costume. Well, I don't have a heart, and I don't have a costume, but we'll figure it out. So
it's a bit itchy, but I'm sure I'll be fine. I really enjoy the acting part of it. I learned a lot of acting skills because Mr. Converse, my theater teacher, I think he's really good what he does, and I'm in his theater class, and so we did a lot of that, and I got better at singing too because I didn't have much experience with that, but I gained a lot of musical and dancing. I'm not a big dancer, but I guess I got a little bit better at that, so got some good stuff coming out of it.
What makes the Hottentot so hot? What puts the ape in apricot? What do they got that I ain't got?
Courage!
You could say that again. Wait, what?
It's a fun show. It's a lot, like it is. It has a lot of good laughs in it, and the characters are really well defined. And I'm positive that it's just going to be a good show. It's going to be a hit. It's going to be a show. We're going to have a show.
Well, it sure does look like they're having a lot of fun with that show. Now, the Mount Pearls Frosty Festival is all clued up for another year, and one of the events held during the festival was a singing competition called Frosty Idol. And joining me now is the Frosty Idol winner, who's also a student from O'Donnell High School. Welcome, it's Zach Moore.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, it was 6 finals.
Yes.
It came down to, and you won first place. Did you expect to win first place?
Well, I never really try to get myself hyped up for anything that's like winning. And since it was voting, I considered it almost to be like a luck of the draw. Mm-hmm. So when they called my name, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. You were very happy.
Yes, very.
And what did you perform?
Oh, I performed 2 songs, both by Frank Sinatra, That's Life and My Kind of Town.
Okay. Now, how long have you been performing for?
Oh, I've been performing like since I was 3. I've been very acting oriented.
Now, obviously, I can tell that you absolutely love to perform. Tell me, what do you like about it so much?
Oh, I don't know. Like, it's just, like, I've never really had any nervousness or any, like, butterflies, they call it. So...
No
like,
butterflies in the stomach?
No, nothing. Like, so
wow.
Whenever I get up on the stage, it's just all automatic. It's just very through.
You feel like you're home when you're on stage?
Basically.
Very comfortable?
Yeah.
Now, you also won $250.
Yes.
Along with being the title winner.
Yes.
Tell me, what are you going to do with the money? Any plans?
I don't really know. I mean, I'm thinking I'll see if I can fill out my music collection and maybe buy a couple video games. I'm not really sure. I don't really want to think about it.
And how big is your music collection?
Oh, it's pretty big. I actually got all the Beatles thing up. I'm a huge, avid Beatles fan.
Big Beatles fan?
Yeah.
And you perform 2 Frank Sinatra songs, so are
Yes.
you also a Sinatra fan as well?
Yep, big. I was actually a Sinatra fan before I was a Beatles fan, so I decided to go back to my old roots, I guess.
And what do you love? I asked you about performing, but what do you love about music?
What I like, I mean, music is just such a big art form. I mean, it can produce such a wide variety of emotions and signals, and like it's certainly grown into a way of life. The whole languages, whole art forms, everything has been based on this music. So.
All right, now you, of course, are going to play a song for us.
Yes.
Coming up after this break, you're going to perform a Frank Sinatra song, in fact, right? Okay, well, we're looking forward to that coming up right after this quick break.
We value your comments, so let us know what you think of tonight's show. Call us at 757-9600. Fire off an email to outofthefog@rci.rogers.com or place a line or two on our website at rogerstv.com.
Are you okay? Help! I need some help.
Personal injury claims can and do go to trial. You will feel confident knowing that you have a skillful litigator to present your case. To protect your rights, O'Day Earl Offices, a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog.
590 VOCM. Winner of 23 Edward R. Murrow Awards. VOCM First News. Depend on it. Proud sponsors of Out of the Fog.
Leon's Furniture is a proud sponsor of Out of the Fog. Leon's is celebrating 100 years of providing everything for your home. Furnishings, accent pieces, and appliances.
Well, folks, as promised, here he is, Zach Moore with That's Life.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, hot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I won't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a poet, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. Or I tell you, I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart just ain't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'll jump right on a big bird, and then I'll fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself laying flat on my face, I just pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. That's life. And I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting out, but my heart won't fight. And if there's nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball and
Thanks so much, Zach. Well, we have a pair of tickets to give away to the O'Donnell High School's performance of The Wizard of Oz coming up this Thursday, the 18th. All you got to do to get those tickets is call the number on your screen.
And folks, as we told you earlier in the show, today marks the 28th year of the Ocean Ranger disaster. And here on Out of the Fog, we'd like to pay tribute to those 84 men who lost their lives. Good night.
Good night.